So just to really drive home the idea of key levels and support and resistance, because I mean, really, again, the more you do this, the more you notice that all that really matters is whether it's holding support, breaking down from support, uh, or breaking out of resistance, and then that line becoming support. Or if you're shorting, well, just invert all that stuff. But there's not a clear right? Just a very simple visual than this right here. So that very nice blue line right there. I should probably change the color. I don't even know how to. Here you go. I don't know, yellow maybe. I guess so. That yellow line right there is was yesterday's high, and then of course this morning after the opening, this particular stock, because they don't trade after hours, this is an OTC, broke out of that line, right? It opened, it went up, shot up, it broke out of it all the way up here, forming a new intraday high. Nobody knows if that will mean anything or if it will hold. It's so 0.30, 0.030 approximately. Uh, yeah, almost. Let me see. Just leave it right there. But so just like that, and just that easily, yesterday's high, which was resistance for yesterday's traders, right, became now today's support, and that is just as easy as you need to visualize these things and just look at them and realize that yes, there are a lot of intricacies to trading, right? But if you're like trading short term and day trade or even a small swing, you want to see where, should I hold this. Well, if you bought it yesterday, right, first of all, this is an OTC. I wouldn't tell anybody to be holding OTCs at all. But if you must hold it for whatever reason, I don't know, because you don't want to wait a round trip and you bought this breakout and you're thinking it could go much higher and you want to know whether you can hold, well, again, yesterday's high became today's um, support. So when you're looking at this, again, you're seeing all the price action, the 1 minute charts. You can change to whatever you want. I mean, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. It'll still show that it is now the new for that part, for this particular stock, right, is the new support, and it's held it twice. It double bottom, 1 2, it double bottom, trying to break below it, and apparently found enough buyers there, right? Enough buyers, and then it obviously climbed up all the way from here, from the 0.021 to now 0.0263. So quite a nice move there. Remember, this sub penny stocks move like that. RGBP, right? RGBP. Let me see. I like Thinkorswim for charting, of course, and for just calculating different things and moves and plotting, etc. So here right now, just to make sure how much that move was without having to do like math or anything, just go there, and it was a 25% move. So pretty nice, right? And as you can see, like an ascending little, I'm not a big fan of this channels or whatever, because they can do whatever they want, really. But yeah, so that's not really a channel. But the point is that it went up 25% and it retested. So in Thinkorswim, I already have the custom codes that marked yesterday's high. So I didn't even have to like go here and like mark the price level, like do the whole price level and mark it, because the truth is that Thinkorswim does that for you. So Thinkorswim already has this line right here. This is yesterday's high, and then the one below it over here that also gets brighter as I hover over it is yesterday's low, and this is yesterday's close, and the light purple one is yesterday's VWAP at close, and the green one is pre-market low. This is pre-market high. So what you can see here, right, that in this breakout from today, this intraday breakout for this OTC, whatever, sketchy stock, it opened up and it broke pre-market, well, actually fell below pre-market high, right, or low. Sorry, it broke pre-market low, but they don't really trade pre-market, so it's just like a minute detail, but just to show you, it turned around and it broke out of the pre-market low, it broke out of pre-market high, it broke out of yesterday's high. So technically speaking, 3 lines of prior resistance, if you want to look at it that way, that it broke out of. So essentially, this whole rectangle right here now is going to become like a new support zone, right? Or no, demand zone, support level, whatever you want to name it. And it is that until it's not, right? So don't trust these sketchy OTCs, but just so you can, like I said, visualize it, it broke those 3 levels. So now it's just kind of bouncing off of it, and now this became what was previously yesterday's resistance is now today's support. And that's just as simple as that for OTCs, for every other thing you're trading is basically the idea. Now, if you look at this long term, right, to the daily chart, that means nothing, right? So that's maybe doesn't mean nothing. In the daily chart, maybe you have here the 0.021 level, you know, but I bet that's probably something also, you know, the 0.21, and then where it closed, you can mark that as well. I mean, or, you know, for your own kind of visualization. But let's see now on the daily chart where that line is. And effectively, there you go. Yeah, so that's why I like also to like visualize this with two different charts, right? Daily and also 1 minute and daily are typically the two that I focus mainly on. 3 minutes is also pretty good for, you know, again, visualization. But this thing kind of froze. Not good PR for it. Well, either way, I can do it with Thinkorswim. I just go here and pull out two, link this one to the other chart and make it a daily. So look how this looks, right? If you're doing two different, or we can do it so this one is below it, underneath it, like this. There you go. So yeah, if you look at it in the, like, I guess longitude rectangular way, this looks horrible because it's too extended. I like to see them a little bit better depicted than this, better, like you know, for visuals. It's horrible. Okay, well, either way, now you see again, so yet, oh, the bell, yesterday's high right here, right, where's where the line is. If you look at it in the daily chart, this is how it looks like. So oops, so yesterday's high was just this long wick, because that wick, entire wick going down, it was right here, this entire movement going down like this. And it helped me a lot just to be able to visualize those stocks like this. It took me a while. Like when I began, and you would just look at one thing and focus on one thing. It wasn't until I completed like 3 or 4 different courses on, you know, candle reading, etc. Again, it's all about just focusing on price action, volume, and resistance and support levels. But just to understand how this kind of would look, this is obviously intraday. So intraday, you see, it had 1 minute, right? 1 minute, 1 day chart. So we had this level right here, which intraday, it kind of became also previous resistance, right? And this was the 0.0134 maybe. And that level right there, boom, another one. So you see intraday, this was actually resistance, and boom, and then became support and support, and it formed a new resistance. So just as it did that on the daily, here you would not have been able to tell, right? Because all you had here is just that it closed higher. But it helps you again visualize it, that you can have intraday resistance, and then you can have, obviously, on the daily, you can be able to see it better when you draw these lines, because this right here is clearly a previous resistance and broke out of it and then became support. But here you cannot be able to see that. That's why, again, having daily and 1 minute and marking with those price levels here in Thinkorswim, I like it so much because of that. Same thing with the next day. This, you know, the day's high, which it was here, you can see it here, but you would not be able to see it in today as a relevant point. It's just part of the body of the candle. You got the empty wick here, which it was right here, this high. So if I mark the price right there, probably what, 2.95. There you go. Let me do the exact number so it matches perfectly. 95, and there you go. So to visualize it again, daily candles versus 1 minute candles intraday, and that's how you kind of visually, you know, remember that and see that, because this right here became, and this was actually right here. So yesterday's high became this day's new support. And yeah, so hopefully this helped again visualize it, and this helped understand it a little bit better. Let me know if you had any more questions. You know, just leave a little comment in the comments box below this video.